From techbuzzireland. Today we've got the Boom Uno all-in-one solution for superior meetings. Boom Collaboration. You're on your way to better, simpler meetings. Quick look at the box here at the moment. Full HD, 1920 1080, wide angle field of view, full Ubix audio, USB 2, plug and play, and a couple of other things. Interesting on the box is itself is actually got the usual information, made in China. Interesting, the headquarters is in Austin, Texas, but the warning cancer reproductive is kind of unusual. Don't usually see that there, but it's no harm seeing something of a warning there. And that's the kind of basic of the box. Fairly plain, nothing too exciting on the box. But what are you actually getting in the video delivery solution, which can be used for the home? In essence, you're getting the quick user's guide. Doesn't give too much information, doesn't need to be there. Certainly it's all in English there, and it's got the basics information on that. As far as setup, etc., we'll go through that itself. And what do you actually get in the box? This is the unit itself, and it comes with a cable. We'll just plug this out. So this is just a cable. It's a shame it's not a USB-C, but I'd say once you plug this in once, you'll never have to plug it in again. So as far as the setup is concerned, just plug this in here, turn it around, and you get the USB cable, which is reasonably long. As a bonus, depending on the conference you're using, you get an extension lead. So in theory, is if it's just plugged directly into a laptop, it'll plug directly in. But if you decide to make an extension, you've got this additional lead. So if it's short, keep it nice and tidy with the one cable and with it there. We'll just take this out for the moment. And that's basically what you get on the unit. Setting it up, as far as the setup is concerned, just plug it into a laptop. And we'll just plug this in directly. In terms of what's actually happening at the moment is the lights are just coming on. I have actually configured this and used this in the past. Obviously it says the wide angle of view, multi-code, multi-duplex HD audio, omnidirectional microphone. So the omnidirectional microphone is a 360 microphone here. You've actually got the full HD camera here, wide angle of view, 120. You can see the plus and minus button, standard enough on most things, volume up and volume down, and you've got the mute. On the bottom here, big part here at the moment is the speaker, so it's got a bit of a reasonable size speaker for the audio there, and obviously the microphone is here. You'll have noticed I've pressed the mute button, so obviously it's going to go green, red, etc. on those details. Compatibility with Zoom, Teams, WebEx, Microsoft BlueJeans, Go Meetings, and a variety of Skype and a variety of other areas itself. A couple of things as well, it's a 3-year warranty. I like that actually. You can extend it to about 5 years, but that particular part is actually quite good. So we set it up in a few moments and see what it's like. We've set this up here at the moment, and there's a lot going on this particular there. So we've got a Uno, which is Boom Uno, which we're going with. This is just your laptop that's actually powering it, and to our right screen here is your normal Teams setup. So a setup in your normal Teams. Now typically people say, oh, the camera is okay because they don't actually see, but they don't actually see what's the other side of what people are seeing. So on the other end of the call, this is connected to a separate laptop, and this is the camera output from here. So in theory, you're sitting using this laptop and the monitor. Whoever your Teams colleague who's in a different country, different building, this is their camera. So it's set up that you can actually see. This gives you a bit of perspective on what the person's actually seeing. But before we go to that straight away, we'll go to the settings here at the moment. And what we've done is when we've plugged it in a normal Teams call, we normally often go to settings in the background, device settings, and we change that to the boom. You can see when I'm talking, the microphone is picking up the details. So that's actually picking up my voice. And as I walk away, and I'm walking away now at the moment, you'll see the voice decreasing or increasing as the case may be when I'm getting further and further away and closer. What you'll also notice as well is within the mic, I'm going to press mute, microphone mute. So you can't hear me, so obviously you know it's coming, that it's there. But typically, on a lot of calls, most things I'm actually familiar with, I would have seen the microphone here actually going on to mute. It has gone on to mute, but it hasn't changed the software of my mute. Now that's something quite key for me. So yes, it does work when it goes on mute. The red light comes on, it doesn't, but it doesn't actually show it. Just take it off of mute there. Again. So this is back onto it. You can hear my voice, you can see it coming through, and you can still see the picture is kind of going. What I'm now going to do is turn the volume up and the volume in. So in theory, we can't really hear it. It's the people at the other end of the call would actually hear it. But what you'll notice is the volume of the speaker. Boom speaker is not actually changing. So I'm just going to change this down. Typically what you'd expect to see is that particular, so on most microphones, most earphones, you'd see that volume going down. It is lowering the audio, it is lowering the speaker volume, but actually it doesn't show it in the background itself. Now people said to me, well, how does it compare to my traditional camera, for example? So what I'm going to do just change over to the camera, which is on the laptop itself. Just down here on the bottom right. I'm just going to flick this over. And what you'll notice is, this is just me setting it up. See the integrated camera. So the integrated camera, straight away you'll see this picture here is completely changed. For our meeting room, the wide angle is perfect. So if just, for example, I had 4 or 5 people on a call with my typical basic laptop, this is the zoom picture I'd actually get. I wouldn't be able to expand it out. So in theory, they'd only see one head. You'd struggle to have 2 people sitting side by side. When I go back to this particular one here at the moment, and again, the microphone does the exact same job that you're kind of going there. So I'm just going to put it back onto the normal microphone. And this is just something in these things. Once you plug it in, it automatically picks it up. So that just gives you the wide angle field of view that we were talking about earlier on, that you can actually see the whole bits and pieces. And I've just put a couple of letters up here, just a clarity to actually be able to read what's actually going on. So it does pick them up in the background. So that gives you some sort of information again. People have asked me also on the unit itself, what's the audio like? And obviously you can play it. Very difficult to get a normal conversation with somebody there coming back and coming through this. But what I've done is I've just picked up on the unboxing, which my colleague Jim has done from TechBuzz, just a recording to listen to his voice, which is as more transparent as you're actually going to get on a call. I'm just going to put him on play for a moment and just adjust the volume speak audio for a moment. So this is just him talking away in the background. Not worried too much about his content, but just watching this and I'm going to raise the volume.
Meetings now, as we know, we're doing a lot of this stuff lately, and meetings and collaborations, all that kind of stuff is.
You'll hear the voice turned up on that, but you won't notice it.
Basis, be it at work or home. So this is a solution to.
Typically, what I would expect on a call of this nature is when I'm up and down the volume button to go up and down to be adjusted. You can't actually see it. It is actually working itself. So the volume is increasing and decreasing, but it's not connected directly to the computer there at the moment. So when you have the volume, because normally you go to a specific setting itself. Just press play a few more moments.
Get through that. And
again, when you're going down,
you've got your spec on
lower,
the side, full HD 1920
lower,
1080 wide angle 120,
lower.
field of view, full duplex HDR, USB 2.0, proof and play.
What you'll notice there is it goes down low, low, low. It doesn't gradually, it's like in increments of down, down, down. So it goes from listening to Jim's voice to actually no voice whatsoever, which is slightly unusual. Now for audio, for music, that would be a huge problem because I like to have it quite a certain low, certain times if I'm having dinner. This is not for that purpose. It's a conference speaker, so you either get the audio or you don't. When you turn it back up, it comes back in. So it's not a gradual low, 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 a linear going down. It's like the steps that'll actually go down. Obviously in this situation the mute doesn't do anything because I'm just muting the mic, but that's just giving you an idea.
Cables here for connection, and that's what it looks like there. USB. This is one of the older kind of USBs here you find in cameras. And that's
interesting what Jim just mentioned about the lead itself.
Cable here as well, and that's.
In essence, there's a couple of things really nice about there. The lens doesn't move too much up and down. It's an older lead there at the moment. The volume doesn't come down. But as far as the camera quality, the audio, in the sense, the camera quality in the visual that you can actually see, it's quite good. So the camera can't fault the camera itself. It's got a quite good spec. The audio, when I walked halfway out of the room on a call, etc., coming and going, was quite good. There's lots of real positives on this particular unit itself, but there's a couple of niggles from me point of view on that. It's not a cheap product, so you can, as far as the setup is concerned, the setup is minuscule. As mentioned again, there's a lot of real positives with this particular unit, and the full wide angle, multi-codec, full Dutex HD, omnidirectional microphone, high quality CMOS. But actually, just sticking with the microphone on top here at the moment. And what's quite good, because it's omnidirection there at the moment, it's got a frequency 100 Hz to 8000 Hz, great sensitivity, echo cancellation, and the speaker quite good, as in you can see it's a reasonable size, bulky. And bulky is probably not a great word for this, but it's solid, it's thing. It is something that's solid. I would prefer to see the angle of that obviously a little bit more, maybe twist around, but as far as solid, connection sets up straight away. A couple of niggles with me using an old cable, and obviously the volume button not going up and down. It's just something that I suppose I'm familiar with. From a technical point of view, it doesn't cause any problems. It does work, etc. there. And again, thank you for watching the Boom Uno all-in-one solution for superior meetings. Thank you.